So, retirement. Now what? What do we do now? Are you in the process of thinking about retirement, planning for retirement, getting ready to walk out the door of where you work and wonder what's next in my life? What am I going to do? How am I going to handle life? Do I have enough money? And hey, my name is Judy Mack, and I wanted to talk with you today about another decisive moment in my life when I decided to retire. And I wanted to just let you know that, as I mentioned in my first video, I retired in 2010 after having worked in the public in various jobs for about 50 or 60 years. I took a little break when my daughters were young, but you mothers know that taking a break from public work, raising your children, is just as hard or even more rough, because you have to make some various decisions at that time raising your children that cause conflict with them and cause consternation. How am I going to raise them properly? How am I going to bring them up in the way that they should be brought up and all like that? So sometimes being a mom and working in the public arena, sometimes I think being a mom is even harder than working in the public arena. You can leave that behind you as you walk out the door as a normal basis. Now, I know some of the executives and whatever, they keep things like that on their mind constantly. But as an employee, I when I walked out the door, then that was the end of my day. Then I became the mom again, homemaker and mom and such. But anyway, I wanted to talk with you about that after retiring. After making the decision to retire, I never looked back once I retired. Never looked back, never wondered if I'd made the right or wrong decision. I knew it was the right decision. I thought about it for quite a while, and never looked back, never have missed working in the public, but have enjoyed my life since then. But you always wonder, am I going to have enough money? How's things going to be with my husband and I? Are we going to be able to be retired at the same time? Are we going to be able to live in the same home and get along with having had our separate work lives? And now here we are 24/7 together, and just wondering how all that's going to pan out. And at that time, my girls were still living at home. Now they're grown, have grandchildren of my own. We have a total of 10 grandchildren now between us. And as you know, in the previous video, I mentioned to you that my husband and my spouse's now wife both had passed away. And we met on the job and got married. So he has a son and a daughter, and I have 2 daughters. And so we have 10 grandchildren among us. And my children live here, and my grandchildren, of course, live in the area. Have a son up at Liberty College in Lynchburg. But anyway, we were wondering, okay, are we going to be able to make it monetarily? We're going to be able to make it in the 24/7 together. So, but we have, and it's done well, thank goodness. And that we did have a good place that we worked. We had a retirement and pension, thank goodness. And we had, of course, our ability to save with our 401k. And we had some stocks that have done well. Not rich by any means, just a normal husband and wife trying to make ends meet in this day and time. But we also were able to sell some of our stock, pay our home off. We built our home in 2001. And in 2009, by selling some of our stock, we were able to plan ahead, get our home paid off. So that major event was taken care of at that time. So we've been very blessed by the Lord and by wise judgment of how we use our money and how we use our time. Now, at the time we retired, neither one of us had any real hobbies as such. My husband enjoyed fishing, And I did too. So we would go boating. We live near the water. So we would go boating and fishing quite a bit and enjoyed that a lot. And of course, we had our church work, and we had grandkids around to play with and help take care of from their moms and dads whenever they needed help, which has been a real pleasure. So many of my friends that are my age group now, which is 78, their families are moved away. They don't live here, or either the people themselves, my friends, have moved here in this area because of the cost of living and the climate that we have here in Florida. That we have a lot of friends that don't have their family nearby, so we're very lucky that we have my daughters, at least, that live here with their family, and we have his daughter lives in Atlanta, so they can come home frequently, and a son that lives in Cincinnati, which we don't get to see very often. But anyway, they come to visit, so that's good. And we have, like I say, our house is paid off, so we have enough room for our family to come and visit. So hobbies. Neither my husband nor I had a hobby at the time of retirement, except for we enjoyed going fishing, like I said. But since then, I've developed a life that dealt with learning how to paint and taking instructions and whatever from an artist online. So there's so very much we can learn by watching online and learning. I mean, YouTube has been one of my favorite things since I've discovered it. It has been so interesting. You can learn anything that you want to learn on YouTube. And I mean, look behind me if you can see my art behind me. I know it's not art, but it's a whole lot better than I ever thought I would be able to paint or construct something that was decent enough to sell or to give away and be proud of it. But anyway, we have had a lot of fun together and learning painting. My husband's taken up some woodworking and has some area in the backyard where he can go out there and get away from me for a little while and enjoy woodworking. He loves to work on lawnmowers. Can you believe it? But he does. He loves, what he does is people that their lawnmowers have quit, or their lawnmowers, they bought a new one, they don't need that one anymore. They'll contact my husband and he'll bring them home. He'll work on them, refurbish them. If he has any more in depth that he can't handle, then he will get someone that he knows, a good friend of his that knows lawnmowers better, so that he can get it going. And you know what he does with them? He finds somebody that needs one and he'll give them to them. And there's a lot of ladies or gentlemen in our church acquaintances that depend on him to help them out here and there with lawnmowers and other items that they might need. And he's a people pleaser, so he's always trying to help somebody. And he's a good husband, and I hope you all have a good husband and a good wife to depend on. Our church work, we've really become involved in our church work, and it grows somehow. You know, you think, okay, I'm just going to go to church. But after a while, you see, well, there's a place where I could serve, or there's another place where I could serve, and I think I could help with that. And all of a sudden, your retirement life has become full. And you sit there and you think, well, why did I ever think I wasn't going to have anything to do after I retire? Because there's always somewhere that God will lead you, that you can affect someone else's life, even if it's just praying for them, making a list of those people that you hear that need prayer. Sometimes you don't even know what the prayer need is, but you can still lift them up to the Lord and pray for them. And it's just a fun place to be in life. And I hope that if you're in the retirement age, that you have enjoyed your retirement or are enjoying it, that you're in good health, and that you can find places that you can fit in and that you can serve somehow. And I would tell you a lot more about my church and the roles that I have played in our church work. And my husband's there right alongside me, helping me to make things work. He's a very hardworking man and is always right there beside me. And I just really enjoy talking about church, about our home, about our children, and the like the decisive moments that I mentioned in a previous video, how that one step can always lead you to another step, and you're just waiting for the Lord to show you where to go from there. If you wait on Him, He will direct your steps. And I hope that He is directing your steps today. And I really appreciate you. And I hope that I have uplifted you somewhat today, give you encouragement to take that another step toward helping others, being a better person, praying for somebody when you hear that they need prayer, being there, delivering food to someone if they need that, and just being a kind person in this world that we live in these days and times. And I appreciate you, and I hope to see you soon.